The bourse is down again today and the start of the week. Which big counters is not showing strength currently?
Well, the index has been on a downward trend since last week. This is because investor activity right now has rather subsided, owing to the fact that we do not really expect much information going forward. Now, for the counters, we've seen Safaricom maintaining the volumes, relatively smaller volumes, vis-a-vis what we saw a fortnight ago, where quite a significant number of shares were being traded. So this and plus other sentiments in the market is likely to chart the way forward as we near the year end.
Let's take a look at some of these big counters and how they'll close before the year end. Like you mentioned, Safaricom. What's market expecting?
Yes. Well, up until now, Safaricom, the rally we saw in Safaricom was being driven primarily by the foreign investors who were keen to take up stocks at relatively lower prices. Now, that activity by the foreigners has significantly subsided, and we are seeing that the stock has responded effectively by trading at a more or less predictable price range. Now, we do expect to see this particular trend going forward in other major counters, because as you know, we're in a festive period. Most of the investors now, since in Kenya, who are retail, are more or less figuring out how they're going to spend their December. So what is in their mind right now is not really what they're going to really to invest in the market, but rather how they're going to spend. So we are seeing a situation whereby the market is likely to close within the range of 3,000 points to 3,200 points as we near the year end.
Well, EABL has been showing some good gains over the last few months. What's the outlook for it?
Pardon? I beg your pardon?
EABL. Can you hear me, Henry?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Well, EABL, it's an income stock, and it's one of the blue chip stocks we do recommend to our investors. Now, the price of that particular counter has been, has been quite stable over the year. Now, with the change in management and the restructuring we are seeing in the market, within the Kenyan market, and the intention to go into the Tanzanian market, we are likely to see this particular counter emerge as a value-driven stock, because investors who would buy into that particular counter going forward are likely to base their decisions on the likely moves that management is likely to take going forward. So for EABL, we expect to close for the counter to close at current levels as the year comes to an end, and hopefully as the economy picks up probably next year, we're likely to see the counter respond effectively.
And which banking stock do you expect to show strong gains before the end of the year?
Well, the banking stock to watch right now is Standard Chartered Bank, because, well, looking at their strategy, when they reported the third quarter earnings, well, from their second half, half earnings and the third quarter earnings, we've seen that particular bank maintain their revenue, their profitability. Now, that has trickled down into the bottom line figures of profitability, which again has elicited strong sentiments from investors. That, coupled with a strong dividend which they have given the investors, is likely to see the stock close at a relatively high figure, driven by the fundamentals, and two, by the speculators that would come to basically profit from those marginal gains.